Welcome to another episode of 12.5 Minutes. I'm with my friend and co host, Liz Whitehead, and you are in Florida?
I am in Florida. Yes. Yes. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, which is close to Miami, which I actually don't I always say there are certain places in the US which are not really the US. And Miami is one of them, and New Orleans is another.
Yeah, there's culture
But
there. There's culture there. But you know
absolutely.
what? It actually brings up a great conversation I think we can have for our topics of crazy, scary, genius, hilarious. And that is, I received a message in a DM from one of my friends. And she basically just was complaining about how she's kind of tired of our current environment. And she's like, I'm so ready to move. I'm so ready to get up out of here. And I'm not really mad at the idea. It's not the same as during the pandemic. This is a different type of let's leave. So let's talk about this idea of moving out of the US. How did we get here?
Yeah. Well, I think it is crazy on the crazy side that in 10 years the US has become a place that was what the richest, most powerful country in the world, but a place where people, one, don't feel safe to be here. They don't feel like the way the country is going to be safe in the future, either financially or in terms of their physical safety. And I think it's crazy. We're celebrating the 250th anniversary of this country, but in 10 years, it can make people that are citizens are scared to live here.
Yeah. And not only that, but I think there is the transition of that crazy environment to scary in that we have seen in the past couple years not only this very heavy law enforcement idea of trying to remove immigrants and what does an immigrant mean, and who is a citizen, and birthright citizenship and all that, to a point where I believe the current administration has often referred to things that are so subjective that you couldn't even qualify if they decided to use one particular line that gives them full discretion of just going, no, you're not included. You can't stay. Like, that's scary to me. So it doesn't matter where you're born. It doesn't matter where your history is. It doesn't matter if you came legally. He's like, oh, I passed the test. I have my sticker and everything. I know the Constitution better than you. No, you know,
Yeah.
you're
Well,
not eligible to stay here. But Americans are like, I'm not sure if I want to stay.
right. Yeah. Well, and we've talked about that in terms of the SAVE Act, which would make it impossible for women who get married and change their name. Well, anyone who changes their name, but it would include, women that change their name for marriage. If your name on your passport is different than your birth certificate, guess what? Your passport doesn't work anymore. Those kinds of things are really handmaid's tale kind of scary. And then also scary is, I mean, Americans abroad are always scary. They're scary to the locals. They're scary to me as a world traveler. Um, but there's also people, I don't know if you heard about the family, one of 127 families that actually moved to Russia because they wanted to go to a place where there was a strong Christian ideology, which you know, really investigate communism and see how committed they are to Christian ideology. They
Right.
moved to Russia. Is a family, they have a bunch of kids, and the dad signed up for the army to fast track his citizenship, his Russian citizenship, and they put him on the front lines of the Russia-Ukraine war.
What? Come on.
Right.
No,
I mean, like
no,
that's
no.
Americans abroad are scary. They're making scary choices to uproot your family to Russia without a plan, without any knowledge of the place where you're moving to is is absolutely scary and also crazy to me.
Yes, fits both categories. Absolutely qualifies for both categories. I also am just backing up to think of the idea of being so disenchanted as an American that you go out of all places in the world, you go to Russia, not necessarily a friendly partner of ours, and then you think to speed up or fast track yourself, you're going to sign up for the military and not think that anyone will pay attention to the fact that you're an American signing up for Russia's military, and they go, "Yeah, you're number one on the list." You know,
And
not
also,
there.
we're in the middle of a highly contentious land war.
Right.
You know,
So what you
it's not
thought you were gonna be?
peacetime.
Yeah, you thought you were gonna be working behind a desk or something like that? No. Pick up the. We got an unloaded weapon over there for you. A rifle. Get on out there and see what you can do, my man. I mean, that's a terrible way of approaching it, and it's also misguided. Like, there's no genius in that at all. Like, that's totally misguided, and to bring your whole family into that situation is even worse because I don't know how the kids were or anything like that, but I feel for them in that situation. But let's look at this though from a different level. I would say this. Um, for those of us who have traveled and been to other economies, whether it's by vacation or for work or otherwise, um, it is often a very big shock to us to see how far our dollars go, right? Especially in areas that, um, stronger travel or tourism-based economies give you a little bit of, oh, I'm going to go to the resort, right? And you're spending your money
Yeah.
and all that. But then when you go into the local communities, you realize it's very impoverished, right? And so now you're looking at deals like, oh, I just got this bag for $20. I would have paid $150 in the U.S., right? That's kind of crazy in itself, but it comes across to us as genius when you really think if you could make American dollars and live in another country where the economy is so low and so easily affordable, whether it's Costa Rica, Canada, wherever it is, Mexico, and you realize like, why am I paying three times the amount of rent or mortgage when I can live here comfortably at less than that and have more money to do the things that I like to do. Like that's kind of genius if you really think about it. Make the American dollars and spend them in another country.
And the countries that offer, I mean, Canada is really genius about it because they not only offer the digital nomad visas, but they're also saying, yeah, we'll make it easy. You know what? Come here, come to Canada. America, maybe kind of a tougher place to migrate to now. Come to Canada. And also, hey, Americans, if you have any ties to Canada, we can make it real easy for you to become a citizen too. I like that's a genius part of it. And then these digital nomad visas, the countries that offer them, that's exactly their selling point. Come here. Come here, spend money in our spend those American dollars in our economy. You maybe pay a little taxes, who knows? It's really a genius move at this point.
Yeah, by the hosting countries, right? Is
Yes, by
to
the hosting countries, yeah.
to look at the idea of this is a marketing opportunity for us to raise our brand recognition and to welcome the money. They're clearly Americans are trying to figure out where to spend their money. Spend it with us, right? Like it's absolutely genius. And
We do
you
love
know,
to spend money as Americans. It is something it's sort of like our favorite thing.
right?
Consumption.
Absolutely, absolutely. Consumption and waste. Now the one thing that is kind of hilarious, I do remember watching the Daily Show and how they kind of mock digital nomads going to Mexico, for instance, and the idea of, you know, one, not even realizing that if you leave the country and go to another country, you're considered to be a migrant. Like that
Right.
alone is kind of hilarious. You're being naive. Like, yeah, you're a migrant. You might also be labeled the category of individuals that you should talk bad about, coming to our country. And now you
Right.
qualify as the same. But I also see, what's also really hilarious to me is is when we look at moving to another country like Mexico and how Mexicans are really like Native Mexicans are looking at Americans like, we want your money, but we really don't want you to stay here.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Like,
no thanks.
spend your money and go back because you're messing up our lifestyle. You're messing up our culture. You're messing up our food. You're messing up our ability to buy buy natural goods or to get homes and this gentrification is not what we're looking for. Like we like you. It's kind of like family. We like you, but you got to go home though. Go back, right? So welcome, spend your money, but get the hell up out of here. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah,
That
the Daily Show treatment of it was pretty hilarious. Because again, Americans abroad are so plodding. They know no other languages. It's when my friend from England was here, I was like, I'm sorry, we're just so embarrassing right now.
yeah.
And it is kind of hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the very least, you know, I do think that America has a interesting proposition for itself, and that is while the current administration wants to get rid of the people that have come into the country, what happens if our government starts to see more Americans leaving our country, and what does that do for our economy?
Right. Well, and what
'Cause
does it do to stoke the culture of fear that we're in, right? Part of the fear is that, oh, the old way of life is dying out. It's like, yeah, because the people are actually really dying. Our demographics are aging. The US is aging. We need young people to come in and work to feed Social Security. So if we don't have that, it's it's only going to have more momentum of people being like, this isn't the place to be.
yeah, this could be a deserted area to be discovered by a new descendant of Columbus. So, on that note, another edition of 12.5 minutes. My name is Jared Kelly. This is Liz Whitehead, and we are out of here this time. Bye for now.
I